Hello world, welcome to Stuff and Things for the month of July 2016. First thing is magic build. Someone asked about it. I saw it on a little notifications thing that Google gave me, and I have no idea where that comment went, so I can't reply to it because I don't really want to look for it either. But Scar's Bane is probably one of the best powers, if not the best power in the entire magic set for doing damage, and it also has a whole bunch of fun and exciting debuffs. Hex of Suffering before Scar's Bane gives you a debuff to magic damage, so it's really good to couple together. Unfortunately, Scar's Bane is like ridiculously expensive, so Circle of Arcane Power is probably something you'd want to use. For energy unlocks, well, I would just go with Molecular Self-Assembly because there's literally nothing else. The sorcery still doesn't have its own energy unlock. I don't know if it'll get one in the future. I would probably go with Ego as the primary super stat, just because it has a cost discount as part of its tree, which is nice for Scar's Bane. And the cost discount scales with Ego, which means when you're leveling, it's useful with leveling gear. The downside of Scar's Bane is you can't really pick it up probably until level 20, but you can just go with whatever you want and respec at 20, because respecing at level 20 is still super cheap. It's not actually hard to get 400 Ego even with just like Heroics, Immersion, or any 3-slot gear when you have Ego as your primary super stat. Ego also gives you a decent crit chance without having any dexterity. And concentration scales with Ego, which if you're going for a damaging build is probably, well, you're either going to take concentration or Chiller. Chiller scales with dexterity. You could also take dexterity. I would just go with Ego because of the cost discount. I would go Constitution and Intelligence for the secondary stats. Intelligence because it helps Molecular Self-Assembly, and Constitution for some extra health. Basic, nice build. New powers, of course, happened in Chapions Online, and I'll be doing a video for that, and pretty much just going to wait for the patch or two it takes to work out a lot of the bugs, because, I mean, as soon as this new powers hit live, there's already people talking about all kinds of crazy bugs and stuff, so I already know that the next patch is probably going to have some bug fixes for the new stuff. And I kind of want to put the freeform builds on hold. I have a laser sword build that I'm not really happy with, but the laser sword set hasn't been updated yet, and I'm sure it will. And honestly, the laser sword is probably the worst set to try to deal with and build for, because you have some of the powers that are just like crazy expensive. There's no energy unlock that works with it. Trying to build stacks of whatever particle burn is such a pain in the ass. They fall off at the drop of a hat, and the debuff that the laser sword power itself has is just looking less and less worth it when you look at the other powers that have similar debuffs but aren't like obscenely expensive. They have energy unlocks and forms that are meant to work with them, and it's just like kind of annoying. Plus, I mean, with all the power changes, any new freeform build I make is probably going to end up being broken pretty quickly. And I know some of the archetypes haven't been updated, so I'm probably going to wait to do those in favor of archetypes that I know have been updated. I know the Specialist was updated, so that's the one I switched to leveling. And the Cursed Scourged has not. I'm not sure if it's going to be updated. It might be. I mean, they're doing so many changes to the Bestial set that it would not surprise me. The Fallout 4 series that I'm doing is just going to take a week delay because of the new DLC that came out, and I'm sure it's going to break things and there's going to be new bugs. It always happens. So I think, a week to wait to see what's broke and what gets updated, that'll be fine. I mean, a lot of mod authors update their stuff over the weekend, so I can just wait for that. And Nuka World is going to be the same thing. I'm sure, Nuka World's going to launch, all of the mods are going to be broken, and people are going to fix their stuff, over the weekend, which isn't a big deal. Nuka World looked like it's going to be pretty cool, so I don't really care about the Raider faction. I just Nuka-Cola is fun. Hopefully they add some fun Nuka-Cola themed weapons. That'd be cool. I also, as far as I can tell, I fixed that awful overbrightness thing. Basically, I just updated some mods, and now it looks a lot better. I went back to Slocum Joe's, and it's nowhere near as awful brightness. I mean, some lights are still brighter, but the brightness and shadow is definitely a lot better without like being blindingly bright where I can't see anything. And with Nuka World, with being the last DLC, I think there's going to be more stuff going on with the mod scene. I mean, there's already something I didn't think would happen until the script extender came out, is vehicles. I mean, there's actually like hover bikes and stuff. I mean, it's still being worked on and there's issues and stuff, but that is going to be awesome. I already know it's awesome. I tried it out on a different character. I mean, there's some things I don't like about it. I mean, the biggest thing I don't like is the third-person camera being so zoomed out, and the animations. Animations is a problem with pretty much every mod, because I don't think until recently there was any kind of tools to make new animations, and I believe now that there is. I saw a tutorial showing up, so that'll be awesome. I cannot wait. I loved the motorcycle mod from the Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. That's like so much fun. And now we have bikes already being made, like hover bikes, and there's like the auto throne chair thing, which is fun. So that's awesome. Picked up Dark Souls 2 Scholars of the First Sin in Steam sale, and I am playing it a lot more than I thought I would. My favorite part of Dark Souls 1 was co-oping. I love doing that. I love getting summoned for bosses, or summoning people for my boss fights, just because, as far as I'm concerned, more people in the boss fight is more fun. And I'm like, oh, Scholars of the First Skin, it's older, and it wasn't really, a lot of people complained about it, and Dark Souls 3 is out, so no, there's nothing to be happening, and I was wrong. Which is great, because I get to co-op with a whole bunch of people, at least in the first part of the game. I haven't gotten, very far, because I re-rolled like crazy, trying to figure out builds, and what kinds of stuff I want to play as. I'm gonna have like 3 different characters right now, so, I will eventually, probably, maybe sort of beat the game, potentially.